Good morning to all of you. I am Dr. K. Pranita, Assistant Professor of Commerce, working in Government Degree College for Women, Golconda. All these sessions we will be learning about cost accounting techniques. One by one we are dealing with it, and today we will be learning a new concept, that is break-even analysis. What is this break-even analysis? Actually, for any success of a business, it is measured in terms of profit. We will say that if a particular business is getting profits, then it is successful. That means profit is the main thing which a businessman aims. His main purpose is to earn profits from the business. The profit of a firm depends on what elements? Main three elements. Those are cost of production, selling price, and volume of sales. What do you mean by cost of production? Cost of production, nothing but all the things together. That is direct materials, direct wages, direct expenses, factory expenses, office and administrative expenses, selling expenses. All together we will say as these are the cost of production components. And the other element is sales price. Selling price minus cost of production, we will be getting profit. And this profit varies with the volume of sales. If we increase the sales, we will be getting more profits, and if we decrease the sales, we will be getting less profits. So, this increase and decrease in the sales will result in what? Increase and decrease in the profits of a particular business concern. Now, we are more concerned because how much of sales we should do in order that we will neither get any loss nor any profit. That point is called break-even point. That analysis is nothing but break-even analysis. So here, what we said is that three elements, that is cost of production, selling price, volume of sales. Cost determines the selling price. These three elements are interdependent to each other. The selling price affects the volume of sales. If we increase the sales, sometimes the profits will come or not, we doesn't know. How much of profits we will be getting if we are increasing the sales. So, the total, these three elements together are interdependent, they are interrelated to each other. An analysis of relationship between cost, volume and profit helps the management for this profit planning. So, the main volume of sales influences the volume of production here. That in turn, we will be getting profit. So, the study of cost, volume, profit analysis is popularly known as break-even analysis. It is an extension of marginal costing principles. Usually, you will call that as cost, volume, profit as CVP analysis. It is a management tool to show the relationship between these ingredients of profit planning. So, break-even analysis is used in two senses, namely narrow sense and broad sense. In narrow sense, it means finding break-even point. That is, no profit or no loss point. The point where the company or the organization neither gets a profit nor a loss. Equal. So, at break-even point, total sales are equal to total cost. Thus, there is neither profit nor loss. In a broader sense, what we see, break-even analysis refers the relationship between cost, volume and profit at different levels of sales or operations. So this is nothing but break-even analysis. The main concept is this thing. Now there are some assumptions for this break-even analysis. The main assumptions which we take while preparing this break-even analysis is that first one is what we thought main elements of cost, that is production, administration, selling and distribution, can be segregated into fixed and variable. So this assumption we are taking before we are doing any break-even analysis. The second assumption is that cost and revenues are influenced only by volume. This is one more assumption we are taking. The third assumption is that selling price per unit remains unchanged or constant at all levels of output. The fourth assumption is that variable cost per unit is constant, whereas total variable cost varies in proportion to production. This is one more assumption. The fifth assumption we take is that total fixed cost remains constant. It will not change at all. This assumption we will be taking. The sixth assumption is that there is synchronization between production and sales. And the other one, productivity per worker remains mostly unchanged. This is one more important assumption we are taking. And one more thing, that there will be no change in operating efficiency. And there will be no change in the general price levels in the organization. This is also we are assuming. And the 10th one we are assuming is that the state of technology or methods of production and efficiency remain unchanged. The next assumption we will see is that the analysis relates to one product only or constant product mix is there. The last assumption we are taking is that cost and revenues are linear over the range of activity under consideration. These are the main assumptions we are taking while we will be preparing break-even analysis. Advantages of break-even analysis. There are many advantages because both to the management and to the organization in turn. What are the main advantages of this break-even analysis? We will see step by step. First one is that it helps to determine the break-even point. Each and every organization wants to see at what point the organization will neither get the profits nor the losses. Always there is a thrive in the organization that is main stress will be there on the management that at any cost they are not going to earn losses or incur losses. Always their importance will be given to earning profits. But there is also a fear that the organization will never get into losses. So they want to know what is the correct break-even point in the organization so that they can focus thereby. So first point, it helps to determine the break-even point. Second one is, it helps in determining the selling price which will give the desired profit. If we want this much of profit, then how much of the selling price we have to fix for a particular product we will be able to do in this break-even analysis. We will be able to arrive at the selling price through which we will be able to earn a desired amount of profits in future. So this is the main advantage. The other advantage is that it helps to determine the most profitable mix. We will be able to know which and others. Say in an organization they will be producing many products. So in those product lines, which product is very profitable, which is not. So the most desired profitable mix will be, we will be able to know. The other one is that it helps in the determination of comparative profitability of each product line. So on the whole we will be able to learn, and again individually for each and every product we will be able to know what is the break-even point for that particular product. So we can compare between the products. That is also possible here. The other advantage is that it helps in determining cost and revenue at various levels of output. We will be able to know what is the cost at different levels in a particular of output for a particular product. The next one is, it helps to study the effect of price change in different markets. Say for example, in one market we have to sell the product at a particular price. In some other markets we may have to sell that same product with a little lesser price. So how much is that going to affect in our profits of that particular concern, of that particular product, we will be able to know. That is, the amount of difference it is going to make if we are going to change any change in the selling price in different markets, that we will be able to know before itself that what is going to be the effect in the profits in future we change any selling price. This is one more advantage. Next, it assists the management in decision making. Usually the management will have number of questions, they will have number of problems. So in many ways, especially in the market, to increase or decrease the sales or to maximize the profits, so in any way this break-even analysis always going to be a handy tool for the management in taking the decisions in a right time. Next advantage is that it shows the impact of increase or a decrease of fixed and variable cost on profits. If suppose any increase or decrease is there in the fixed cost, then what is it going to show the impact on the profits? We will be able to know. The same way, any increase or decrease in the variable cost, that also we will be able to know what is the impact of it on the profits. So this way we will be able to know what are the changes whatever we are making the changes. That is, if any increase or decrease is there in the material cost or a labor cost or any expenses, then what it is going to affect in the organization. That is the profit level we will be able to know before itself. And one more thing is that it assists in the comparison of profitability of various firms. This is also one advantage. Next one, it offers suggestions for shift in sales unit. So we will be able to know different uh, things that will happen in shifting the sales unit from one place to another. So management or the cost accounting people will be able to give suggestions to the management. So these are all the advantages, and some usefulness is that break-even analysis helps the management in forecasting the profits fairly and accurately. They want to know how much profits we will earn in future. So this they will be able to do perfectly and accurately with the help of this break-even analysis. And the second one is that it helps the management accountant in preparing flexible budgets. This is the most useful method. Next one, it helps in formulating price policies also. And also, it helps the management accountant in performance evaluation for the purpose of management control. It also helps the management accountant in determining the amount of overhead cost to be charged at various levels of operation, since overhead rates are generally predetermined on the basis of a selected volume of production. So these are all the uses or the advantages of break-even analysis in the organization. Next, break-even point. As already I said in earlier, break-even point is a point where the total sales are equal to total cost. It is a point of no profit or no loss. At this point, the income of the business is exactly equal to its expenditure. That means at this point, contribution, that is sales minus management cost, is equal to the fixed cost. In short, break-even point may be described as a specific levels of activity or volume of sales which breaks the revenues and cost entirely. Now, how to compute the break-even point? So, for computing the break-even point, we have the formula here. Break-even point for output, that is total fixed cost by contribution per unit. Here, contribution means nothing but selling price minus variable price per unit we are taking. If you want to know the break-even point in units, then this is the method. And if you want to know break-even point in sales, that is in volume, so total fixed cost by PV ratio. This is the formula which we will be doing for finding out the break-even point in an organization. So we will see how we are going to solve with a small example. From the following particulars, calculate break-even point. Here, fixed expenses are 60,000. Variable cost per unit is 5 rupees. Selling price per unit is 8 rupees. So first one, if you want to find a break-even point in units, so what is the formula here? Fixed cost by contribution. And what is the contribution? Contribution is nothing but selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. So our formula will be fixed cost by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. So here in this problem, fixed cost is how much? 60,000 divided by selling price per unit is how much? 8 rupees minus variable cost per unit is 5 rupees. So that therefore it is 60,000 divided by 3. So your total break-even point in units will be 20,000 units. If we want in sales, then the formula is fixed cost by PV ratio. PV ratio is nothing but profit volume ratio. So for profit volume ratio, the formula is sales minus variable cost divided by sales into 100. So here selling price is 8 minus variable cost 5 divided by again selling price 8 into 100. So 3 into 100 by 8, that is equal to 37.5%. So your break even point is fixed cost 60,000 divided by PV ratio is 37.5%. So how you will write there? 60,000 divided by 37.5 into 100, because it is in a percentage. So into 100, that is equal to 1,60,000. You can do in another way also. Say for example, your break even point in units is how many? 20,000 units. Just multiply it with the selling price. So if we are multiplying break even point in units with the selling price per unit, we will be getting break even point in sales. That is 20,000 units into 8 rupees per unit is the selling price. That is equal to 1,60,000. Anyway, you can find out this break even sales. So this is how we are going to calculate the break even point. Next, advantages of break even point. So actually this break even point or a chart we can prepare. Okay, how we are going to prepare, I'll explain. First, break-even point can also be calculated or computed graphically. We can show it in a graphical manner. So, a break-even chart is a graphical representation of a marginal costing data. We can present it in a graphical way. If the break-even point is shown on the graph paper, then what we assume is the name of a break-even chart. Simply we are giving the chart name because we are showing the break-even point in a particular chart in a graphical manner. A break-even chart portrays a pictorial view of the relationships between cost, volume and profit. This chart shows the break-even point and also the estimated profit or loss at various levels of output. The break-even point as indicated in the chart is the point at which the total cost line and total sales line intersect with each other. So these are the main things which we should keep in mind. That is, in break-even chart we will be showing fixed cost, variable cost and total cost. Sales value, profit or loss, break-even point, margin or safety. So these are all the points which we highlight in showing while we are preparing break-even chart. The main advantage of this preparation of a break-even chart is that it is simple to construct and easy to understand. It presents the idea of the problem at a glance. Just by seeing the graph, we will be able to know what is the break-even point, when we will be earning profits, when we will be earning losses, incurring losses. So by glance, by just seeing at the picture, we will be able to know. So this is the main advantage of a break-even chart. It is a useful guide to the management to study the relationship between cost, volume, and profit. It helps to determine the profits at various levels of output. We are not just simply showing one break even point, but we are showing different levels of sales, how much the profits are there. Whether we are incurring profits or losses at various levels of sales. So this also we will be showing in that. This is the advantage. By just seeing at it, we will be able to know. Then break-even chart makes the inter-firm comparison possible. We can compare with this firm and other firm also. The break-even chart helps in knowing and analyzing the profitability of different products under various circumstances. One more advantage of it is that by studying the angle of incidence, the profitability of the firm can be easily ascertained. It demonstrates the effect of change in price or a product mix on profit. It helps in selecting most profitable product mix. Now, next one is that it is useful in operating budgetary control and standard costing. As a managerial tool, the break-even chart helps in controlling cost. Finally, these are the advantages of the break-even chart. What are the limitations of break-even chart? So here, if we see the limitations of a break-even chart, the construction of break-even chart is based on certain unrealistic assumptions. Hence, its usefulness is limited. And the second one is the break-even chart gives a static picture of the situation. If the conditions change, it becomes outdated. We are assuming that conditions are always same, static. They are not changing at all. But in real market situations, the conditions will never be the same at all. If the conditions change, the whole exercise we are taking in preparing this break-even chart is of waste. They become outdated. They are not useful at all for either comparison, for taking decisions or anything. So this is the main limitation of this break-even chart. The next one is that these charts give only a rough idea of the problem. Detailed information is not available from these charts. They just show. It is only for the purpose of showing in a pictorial form to the management. But a detailed information giving is not possible through these break-even charts. Another limitation is that it presents cost, volume, profit relation only. Other vital facts such as capital employed, marketing aspects, government policies, etc. are ignored altogether here. Actually, these factors play an important role in decision making. Next one is that a break-even chart does not suggest any action or remedial action to the management in case of need. The break-even analysis assumption, whatever is produced is sold out, may not hold good in many cases. That is, we are assuming that all that is being sold is all that is being produced is sold out. We are not at all taking into consideration the market situation, how is the demand of that particular product, how much we will be able to sell in the market. That all the things we are not at all taking into consideration. This is the main limitation of break-even chart. And the assumptions we will be taking while preparing this break-even chart is that fixed cost remains the same. There will not be change at all, no matter how much level of activity is being taken place. That means, for example, if they are producing 1000 units, the fixed costs are same. If they are producing 2000 units, the fixed costs are same. If they are producing 5000 units, the fixed costs are same. This assumption is being made in break-even charts, but always this is not the same. Next one is the selling price remains constant at all levels of output. This is also one more assumption we are taking. The third assumption we take is that the costs are divided into fixed cost and variable cost. We are not taking into consideration the semi-variable cost, that is not at all taken into care. Variable costs change according to the volume of production. The variable cost per unit is same for all levels of output. There is no change of the product mix in this particular preparation of break-even chart. They assume like that, otherwise we cannot prepare a break-even chart. And one more thing is that the assumption is that policies of management always remain constant. So these are the assumptions we take while preparing break-even chart. Now, how we should prepare break-even chart? First of all, we should know how we should construct a break-even chart. Collect the data relating to the volume of production and sales, and cost of production data should be in the form of units, and sales data should be in the form of rupees. Always the production should be in units, the sales should be in the rupees. Now, second one is that on OX, that is here shown in the OX, we take units as shown. On OY axis, we will take sales, cost and sales, that is in rupees. Next one. Draw a fixed cost line parallel to x-axis, because we are assuming that fixed costs are same. They are not at all changing to any level of activity, that is production activity. So that's why we are drawing a line exactly parallel to the OX, that is x-axis. This line shows that fixed cost remains constant at various levels of production. Next, variable cost line is drawn above the fixed line, that is fixed cost line. This line ultimately becomes the total cost line, both together, fixed and variable. Okay. Now draw a sales line which starts from point O and goes upward. This sales line cuts the total cost. This sales line cuts the total cost at one point, and this is called break-even point. Here, there we have shown in the graph, that is nothing but a break-even point. The volume at this point is break-even volume. At this volume of output and sales, the firm gets neither profit nor loss. The spread between these two lines is either profit or loss. The above break-even point, it shows profit, and the below the break-even point, it shows the loss area. See there, above line is showing the profit area, and the below line it is showing loss area, because it is not covering the fixed cost at all, both fixed and variable cost. Now, the point which is spreading, the spread between these two lines is either profit or loss. Above the break-even point, it shows profit, and below the break-even point, it is showing loss. The angle of sales line to the total cost line at break-even point is known as angle of incidence. If the angle is bigger, the firm gets more profits, and if the angle is narrower, the firm gets lesser and lesser profits. So this is the way we are going to show in the break-even chart. So today we have learned what is the break-even analysis, what are the assumptions we are making while preparing this break-even analysis, as well as the advantages and limitations of it. And also we have learned the break-even chart, how to prepare, what are the assumptions we are making, and what is its importance in the management while taking decisions. I think you have understood this session. In this session, all the important points. Thank you very much.